Welcome, welcome everyone. We are here for day 2 of the Audacity to Profit First challenge. So welcome, you guys are in the right place. So just give you a quick flow of how we're going to roll today. Basically what's going to happen, if you have questions, jot them down. Put them to the side. Welcome, welcome. Put them to the side. And then we'll address any questions at the end because I want to make sure I cover everything I need to cover, maybe answer some of your questions in the process, and I won't lose my spot. Okay, so cool. Any questions, jot them down, hold them to the side, and we'll take care of them at the end. Let's see. Now, I did have one question yesterday, so I'll address that really quickly. And that question was how to share this challenge. So real quickly, I'm going to share with you how you can share the challenge. Basically, if you're on Periscope, we are live on Periscope and Facebook in the Facebook group. So hello peeps over there in the Game Changers Lounge. But on Periscope, if you want to share this challenge or this scope right here with other people, the only thing you have to do is swipe left or right, up and down, just depending on what type of phone you're on, right? And you can share it that way. On Twitter, I just asked, use the hashtag Audacity to Profit. Okay, use that hashtag Audacity to Profit. Okay, and then that way I can see it and kind of comment and things like that with you guys. On Facebook, you can share it on Facebook as well, using the link bit.ly, right? bit.ly/pay profit first. So bit.ly, bit.ly/pay profit first. And you can share it there on your Facebook that way, and tag me at Felicia Streeter, and that way I can join that conversation as well. Okay, so those are the different ways that you can share. Also in your email, if you've signed up for the challenge, you get a daily email reminding you to come here live, and in there you have a click to tweet link. So the only thing you have to do if you want to share it that way is click the link. It already has the content in there for you to share. So the only thing you have to do is like click, right? Click. It'll take you to the page, and then you just click to post it. All right. So those are the ways that you can share. Also, if you're on other social media sites, you can share there as well, like your Instagram and things like that. So I appreciate that question, and that was asked yesterday after the live stream over in the Facebook group, which is where the after party happens anyway. After the live stream, throughout the day, I pop into the Facebook group. You can ask questions. We have conversations and things like that on the topic of the day. All right. So that's just a recap and of the flow of how things will happen, and if you want to share. Now, really quickly, I'm going to do a recap of yesterday in case you don't have your notes, you missed it. You can definitely go back and watch the replay. And the way to get the replays is to join the challenge. All right, so here's what we talked about yesterday. Why I'm going to share that is because it's going to lead into today and what I'm actually going to share with you today. So yesterday we talked about the missing piece to you being able to actually pay yourself, keep more of the money you make, and bank more profits, right? So here's what we talked about. We talked about tracking your money. We talked about getting you into an accounting system. You decide, Wave, QuickBooks, whatever system works best for you, but you want to get into an accounting system like ASAP. We talked about changing your mindset from sales minus expenses. Sales minus expenses equal profit to sales minus profit equal expenses. And I talked about that. So if you really want to hear and dive into that, go back and look at the replay from yesterday. And then we also talked about why you need to know your numbers and the benefits of knowing your numbers and what can happen to your business if you don't know your numbers. And one of the things we talked about is the IRS coming knocking at your door, closing your business down. You don't want that to happen. So you need to know your numbers. And then we also talked about you committing. And so if you're joining for the first time, you can commit now, but committing to, forget my Facebook people, committing to stop living client to client. So I'm going to show you how to do that, right? We're going to talk about that more today. And then also agreeing to let yourself off the hook. You know, you never know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know until you learn something different, right? And so right now you're here, you're learning something different and something new. All right. And I gave you a daily prompt, some homework. You were going to bring some numbers to the live stream today, and that's what we're going to use as part of our content for today, because I like to keep it actionable And really, this is going to be based on your business, so you're going to really lead with your unique numbers, not an example, which I will give you an example, but you're going to actually have the calculation to do it for your business. So how cool is that? So the numbers you were bringing to the call today, or to this live stream, is 1, your income, right? Your material costs, subcontractor costs, which would be combined together, those two, materials plus subcontractor costs, profit, owner's pay, that would be you, taxes, and your operating expenses. And I told you how you can compile that. If you're not in an accounting system, you could use an Excel spreadsheet, right? Really, really cool. A little bit more work, but you can still compile those numbers. So that was the one way you could do it. If you're already in an accounting system, the only thing you have to do is what? Go in, pull a profit and loss statement, and you already have all the information you need for today. All right, so how cool is that, right? And then the other thing I gave you yesterday to really even jumpstart you paying yourself is I gave you the percentages that you could start using to start paying yourself from day 1 of the live stream. So if you didn't get those percentages, you can go back, check it out, all right? So that is the recap. Today we're diving right into exactly how to figure out the financial fitness of your business. How fit is your business financially, right? Plus, we're going to share how much you should be paying yourself, and it's not in your bank account. I know that you think that, oh, I check my bank account every day, I'm on top of my numbers. No, it may work for your personal life, but it does not work for business, okay? So you need to get out of the bank account and get into an accounting system where you can start running reports that really tell you the true financial fitness of your business. Plus, it tells you what you'll be able to pay yourself. All right? So that's where we're at right now. We're going to dive into that, and I have to get some more notes. And I even have a couple of charts I'm going to share with you. So we're diving in. So if you have your numbers, you can pull them out. Because as I walk you through this, you can actually use your numbers. Okay. So grab a piece of pencil and paper, pen, whatever method you're going to use. Get a calculator if you need that. You can use your phone. Well, if you're on Periscope, you probably can't use your phone, right? But get a calculator because you're going to have to do some calculations. It's a little work to this. All right. So here's what we're going to be, I'm going to share with you guys, and I'm going to show this to you. And then those of you that have signed up for the challenge, guess what? You get this. So I'm going to see, let me see if I can do it like this. So you can kind of see the chart that we're using, and I'm coming over to Facebook Live so that you guys can see. So really, you see what you have here is the numbers that I asked you guys to bring to the call today. So that's one of the sheets that we're going to use, and then we're going to use the percentages, and I'll show you that in a second when we get to it. All right, so I have to read this because we're talking numbers, we're talking percentages, and I need to give you the exact instructions on how to figure this out. All right, so I'm here with you guys. So grab your numbers, get them out. Here's what we're working on. I'm going to show you again. So you see where it says actual. So if you want, you could take your numbers, right, put them to the left, and we're going to go across. So the next column we're working on is actual. You see that? We're talking about your actual, uh-oh, sunlight over here, hold on Facebook Live. Okay, so that's the actual column that we're in. So here's the first thing I want you to do. In the actual column where it says for your top line revenue, right, that was your income that you pulled from this date range from August 1st, what we say, August 1st, 2015 through August 31st, 2016. Those were the number range, the date range that you used to pull your numbers. So let me show you right here. So right here, we're right here in this column, right? Your actual income. Here it says your top line revenue. That's what we're pulling. So whatever your income was for last year, you're going to put it in that column, right? Put that in that column. Then next, we're going to look at material and sub costs. Now, most of you, if you're online business owners, you may not have material and sub costs. Here's a couple examples where you may. So say you have an Etsy shop, and someone asked me a question yesterday in a Facebook group, and they have an Etsy shop. So say you have an Etsy shop and you create your gadgets and things that you sell, right? And I can't remember what she did, but just say you sell butterflies and you create the butterflies yourself, right? You design them, you color them, whatever you do, but you create it yourself and you have to buy material to create it, then that would be your material cost. So the cost to create that particular product. If you're a manufacturer, and I'm not sure if we have any people on here that's a manufacturer or construction, things like that, then you would have material costs, right? Think of a home builder. If you're building a home, there's material costs associated with building a particular home that you're going to sell to somebody. So that's material costs, okay? If you have subcontractors, people that you pay as an independent contractor to help you on your particular projects or help you provide a service, then they would go there as well. So what you're going to do here for this next one, for material and sub costs, if you have just one, you'll write that amount in. If you have both, then you're going to add those two numbers up, material costs plus your subcontractor costs. And then that would go here in the second column, right? Right here for your material and sub costs. You see that? Material and sub costs. So if you have one or the other, you put it in. If you have both, add them together, put that total in there. Okay. Next, we're going to go to the real income. So this one you may have to write in because now we're using the chart and you just pulled your actual income, right? So now we're talking about real income. So how do you figure out your real income? So remember that top line revenue, the income that you had for the year? Yes. So you're going to take that top line, whatever that number was, and subtract it from your material costs and sub costs, and now you have your what? Your real revenue cost. Okay? Real revenue cost. All right. Now let's move on to profit. How much did you profit, right? Now here's the thing. With profit, you think, oh, you pull that line and it says this much is profit, but there's actually a difference. And when we do the webinar next week, I'll dive a little bit deeper into that on how to determine what is real profit and gross profit. There's a difference, right? So, but in this next line, you're going to write in how much you have for profit, right? Then you're going to write in how much you paid in owner's pay. You see that? How much did you pay in owner's pay? And so when we talk about owner's pay, we're talking about money that you paid. I gotta pop up here, sorry. So we're talking about money that you paid to yourself that you did not pay like a distribution or something like that, if that makes sense, okay? So this is the actual profit. I'm sorry, we're not on profit. Owner's pay. So this is the actual owner's pay, okay? And this is talking about like through regular payroll, not owner's draw or things like that. So, you know, how you paid yourself that way, but not profit distributions, which is something that we're going to put in place down the road so that you can start banking some profit. So we're not talking about that yet. We're just talking about money that you paid yourself as owner's pay for working in your business, okay? And then next, any taxes that you paid during that period, you could put it there, right? Any taxes you paid, put it there. And then any operating expenses that you paid, put it there, okay? So really the only thing we were doing is pulling the numbers that you pulled. If you had it inside of the accounting system, we were just pulling the numbers that you had there and just putting them into this first column, okay? And the only thing you had to calculate was what? Material costs plus subcontractor costs. If you had both, you added those and put them in that column. So next, we're going to figure out your profit first percentages. All right. So if you look here, we have another column. And so you can put it as PF percent if you want. Let's see over here on Facebook Live. Okay. So if you want, you can put it as that. And here's the percentages that we're going to use. So I'm going to show you a different chart, and you'll get this too if you signed up for the challenge. So no worries, you'll get it in your email. Okay, so can you see this? So ideally, and I'm showing you this because we're going to pull the percentages from this. Ideally, most of you guys, if you're making under 250K a year, and I'm going to try to get this close where you can see it because I know it's a glare. So say you're making over 250K a year, you're in column A here, right? These are the percentages, and so I'm going to read them off to you, so don't worry. So if you made over less than 250K, you see you're in column A, right? These are the percentages we're going to use. And so what I want you to do, just make another column after you wrote down the actual numbers that we just went over. Make another column to the right of that and put PF percentage. So here's the percentage that you should have. And we're starting with the real revenue. So if you go over, you're going to make that 100%. Put it in that column. For profit, you're going to make it 5%. For owner's pay, 50%. Tax, 15%. Operating expense, 30%. Okay? Next, we're going to make another column that says PFS. PFS. So that's your next column. All right? And if you're joining late, no worries. You can always go back and listen to the replay and get all of this. Okay? So now we're going over to your PFS number. All right? You ready? So what you're going to do is you're going to grab that calculator and you're going to have to do some calculating. So you're going to take your actual real revenue times it by 100. So for example, if your real revenue was 100,000, then for your PF number, because 100,000 at 100% is what? 100,000. So you're going to put 100,000 in that next column. For your profit, remember you're going to take your number, the profit that you made from that time frame, and multiply that by 5%, and then you're going to put that total in your PFS column. Owner's pay, take that number, times it by 50%, and then put it in that number. Taxes, take your number, times it by 15%, put it in that column. Operating expenses, take that number, times it by 30%, and put it in the PFS number column. All right, so once you do that, the next thing we're going to talk about is the bleed. Okay, so in order to do this one, we're going to do some subtracting. So you're actually going to take your actual number here, and then you're going to subtract it by the PFS number. So what do I mean? You're going to take your actual number, right? So for profit, for example, say your profit was, let's make easy numbers, $100. Your PFS number was 50. So when you subtract 100 from 50, your bleed would be 50, right? That would be your number. So for your profit, for your owner's pay, for tax and operating expenses, you're going to take your actual number and subtract it from your PFS number, okay? So that was the last number we came up with, and that would be your bleed. Okay, see the chart? You're just taking profit on down, taking that actual number, subtracting it from your PFS number, and that would be the bleed. See it? Okay, cool. So the last column is the fix, the final column. So here is going to tell you whether you need to increase or decrease that particular category to get your business in alignment with the amount of money that the business is actually bringing in. Okay, so if I gave you an example, which I'll show you guys later, because it's hard to show it. I can't show it here. I don't know if I can get it to show you. But I'll put it in the email for you guys, okay? So I'll actually show you an example of how that flows, okay? And then also, when we dive into the webinar next week, we'll dive deeper into doing these calculations, and you'll actually have your sheets to do that with. All right, so awesome. So that's what we shared. Do you guys have any questions? If you have any questions, Facebook Live, go ahead and type them in now. Periscope peeps, if you have any questions, you can also go ahead and type those in. And just so you know, I want to invite you guys back tomorrow while we're waiting on them to come through, because sometimes it takes a minute, for day 3 of the challenge. Okay, and if you have not signed up for the challenge, you want to get these charts here and you want to get the notifications and things like that, you want to go join the challenge over at bit.ly, bit.ly/payprofitfirst. So you can go sign up there. It is free. And you'll get the email reminders as well, plus the access to the webinar that's happening next week. All right, so you'll get all of that. Plus, if you have questions after the live stream, you want to join the after party. It's happening over in the Facebook group called Game Changers Lounge. And you can come join us over there and ask any questions. And the bonus webinar is happening next Thursday, September 15th. So you'll get more information via email on that. And then tomorrow, we're going to be talking about how to actually keep more of the money you make, right? So that you don't have to struggle with that. So we're going to be talking about not making it a struggle to keep more of the money you make, not making it a struggle to be able to pay yourself, all right? And how you can do it consistently at least twice a month. So I'm going to be showing you that. All right, so come prepared for that. So any questions before we wrap up? I did have a question came through yesterday on how to post the material cost, and so I kind of showed you here where it would go if that makes sense for you. But just to dive in a little bit deeper with that, basically what happens with those material costs, there's a difference between material costs and operating expense costs or regular expenses, right? Material cost is usually associated with a particular job or project, and so you're going to kind of use that as a cost of goods sold, right? So you should have a category as such in your chart of accounts. And then they ship their stuff. So their other question was about the shipping and how to post the shipping. So here's what happens with the shipping cost of shipping products. If you're not charging the particular client for the shipping cost, shipping material, then that would be your cost, right? And this is how it would post. So say you have to buy envelopes to ship the stuff. Well, again, that's cost of goods sold as it relates to that particular product. Right? If you pay the shipping cost yourself and you don't put that cost over to the client or customer, then that would be a shipping cost that you would pay, but again, cost of goods sold. Okay? So if you have any questions, feel free to pop on over to the Game Changers Lounge on Facebook, the group, and you can put your questions in there. And I think that's it. Replay viewers, welcome, welcome. I appreciate you guys coming, checking it out later. You know, I know sometimes we're busy and we forget the time. We have other things going on. So that's why these are available to you. One, Periscope, it'll be up for the next 24 hours. After that is gone, but if you join the challenge, you'll get the replays and have access to those for life. All right, cool. I'm out of here. We'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Talk to you then. Have an awesome rest of your day. Bye-bye.